Most definitely na Tuesday, and as it be Tuesday, na property matter na who they do. Yes, so with a man we sabi. Ogbonge on top of property issue, I dey talk about no other person but engineer Debo. And my own name never change, Chief Olododo. Together, we dey welcome una to another interesting program of property matter issues with property and ladies. Now we will still continue with. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How you dey? Ekaro.
Ilé ńkọ́.
Gbogbo ilé wà.
Because you are dealing with many ile. There are many iles in your hand.
Gbogbo ilé as in people. It's not about.
When I say ile, it's because you are dealing with ile.
Because we are helping people to manage it now. Abi? Ele.
So how is everything, sir?
Very well, very well, very well.
Well,
and how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Last week we were able to discuss the reasons why some women they emotionally attached to their property. You can't even tell us that some women that they go as far as say they won't even see person we go buy the house. There's some of them go even say, excuse me, carry me from island, come mainland, I won't see the buyer and all those things.
Or from mainland, carry me come island.
Island. For
inspection. They no go leave key for the agents. And then they come for inspection every time. Nobody say the day beside the house. So. And
you say when we have stuff like that, the contract usually ends with jeopardy in most cases.
It's usually, you see, so for a lot of people can't afford that kind of patience, and accommodation. So, and then when you are subjected to that rigorous emotional attachment, it becomes difficult for someone to really relate because it is your own personal experiences and things that you are bringing into the transaction, and because the agent also has a target, he has a deadline, so like for me, I mean, in some cases where that has happened, some of those briefs I've had to leave them to say, look, I can't continue like this. Because if I have to be coming here every time, when I have inspection, I will call you. And even some that I didn't leave, you know what happened? Funny part, those transactions were not closed by me. Meaning that upon all of that stress and trouble, it was still somebody else that closed the transaction.
I don't understand that, sir.
Okay, so there was one particular instance, I will never forget it. You gave us a brief and we had all of these challenges.
What do you people call brief?
You as an instruction to say, I want to sell this. In this case, it was somebody wanted to sell a property. A woman wanted to sell a property. She had 2 plots of land, She had built on one. The other one was still free. So she wanted to sell the one she has built on with the property that she has built on it.
Okay.
And this same woman, we said, let's put banner on your property. She said, no, we should not put banner. Okay, can we advertise it? She said, yes. But each time she will tell you, when you are trying to say, okay, what is the kind of price we should put there? When we're trying to, this is the going rate of property in this place. You will bring out photos of when they first built the house, herself and her husband. She will explain how much they spent on this floor, how it matters to them. Don't you see the value of it? Can you compare it to all these houses they are building these days? And all of those things, So at the end of the day, we even to agree on what price we should put it out was a problem. And what usually ends up with that kind of a situation is that they will ask you to then put a price that is really way above the market. There is a price you put a property in the market, and it says whether you are really serious to sell or you are just testing the waters. Do you understand? Because you may put it there and then withdraw it. Do you know? So in this case, we put out that price and we were marketing, people were coming for inspection, we were taking people and all of that. Do you know that I just got a call one day after all of this stress to say that, that property has been sold. What now happened? So what now happened? The landlord that is living opposite her approached her when he realized that she wants to sell. And then maybe brought her a buyer or bought it from her or something.
Now, the question I want to ask in situations like that is, Okay, after selling that, I know say make she no sell, she get her property. Is there anything like commission for what you done
That's
your
the
own?
problem now.
Are you still entitled to your normal commission or?
That's the problem. You see, in this part of the world, the way agency is done is very funny. And that's why after doing this for like over 15 years, we don't just take briefs and just be running around town. I don't take brief that I'm not sure I'm the one working on it. You either give me a sole brief or a joint brief. I don't take multiple briefs. What I mean by multiple briefs, I think we've explained this before in some of our episodes. Multiple brief is the brief that a landlord wants to sell a property. He has told the whole agent in the world. Everybody is working on it. And it is first come, first serve.
Sure.
It is whoever sells first.
Just like one person won't rent a room. One landlord won't rent a room is open for everybody.
That tells, I mean, it's the person that brings the buyer or
that
the
bring
tenant
money
that gets the commission. You understand? We don't do that kind of a brief anymore. Because it's a sheer waste of your time and resources in most cases. And that's usually what causes all these chains of agency and people fighting, how many people on property.
Yes.
We don't do it. We would rather do joint or we do so. What I mean by joint, if the landlord wants to work with 5 agents, 2 agents, 3 agents, any number of agents more than one, call all of us together and we know we are working together. We have an arrangement amongst ourselves on how to work together. Then, otherwise, if I'm the one working, even if you say, we give you 3 months, we give you 6 months, I prefer that. Let me know that for 3 months, for 6 months, for 9 months, for 1 year, I want to focus on how I will be able to get you a tenant, how I'll be able to sell your property. So I can expend my resources, time and money, and know that I have a definite way of recouping it, recovering it.
Okay.
Not that I would expend my resources and at the end of the day, you tell me that when I'm calling for one inspection, that they won't even have the courtesy to tell you when it has gone. It was just like this other one. They didn't call me, sorry. It was when I wanted to make another inspection agreement that I got to know that it's been sold. So they won't have the courtesy. It is when you are now calling to say, there is something I want to do an inspection or something, they will not say, the property is gone. Somebody just paid. Or some will be calling you later. They will tell you that, there are other people on that property. They are negotiating now. If you have anybody, try and be fast about it. As if they are doing you a favor by that news. Is that a favor? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I tell people is that, at this stage, if you want to give us brief, we want to know where we stand. We don't do multiple. We can't. So what we do with multiple briefs is that we just put it at the back of our mind. In case, they say, in case of incasity.
But
because we can't be expending money
with multiple brief now, even I be 2 or 3, if any of them bring buyer, is it that the buyer, is it that the profit will be shared and means?
Okay, you are confusing it. Multiple brief is that so many agents are in a property, they are not connected. They are working independently.
Okay, if they are not connected.
Joint is what we are talking about. Okay. Joint brief is that more than one agent are on a property with the consent of the landlord. They've been brought together as a team. So they will have a working arrangement between themselves. Yes.
So they
have a working arrangement. Usually how it goes is that they may have some shared responsibilities as to how they will administer the property during the process of trying to get it sold.
Okay.
They will have shared responsibilities. Then they would also have sharing formula in terms of, when it is sold, how do we share this commission that we've agreed with the landlord? Usually the person who really brings the buyer, amongst them gets what they call a lion share. And the others get, according to whatever responsibilities they shared.
Maybe elephant share.
According to their responsibilities. And in some cases, it's a particular agent that brought the brief and then brought 1 or 2 other agents into a joint agency. You understand? So sometimes bringing the brief, he gets some share more than the other people.
Because
and the person also selling, if it's not the same person, or even if it's the same, he gets also some share, then the rest gets.
Which is at least the joint, you people know what you are working
Yes,
for.
you know what you are working towards.
Yes.
Not that you just be
Bump where Bond
I'm
time.
telling yes. And it's really, really a major problem for a lot of agents.
Okay, I think on that we have to go on this break. You don't first hear the explanation where in do we don't learn another thing on wetin agency that is joint brief, multi what do you call them now?
Multiple brief,
Multiple
joint
brief.
brief, and so brief.
And so brief. We've learned something new. On top of that, let's go on this chickeny break. We will be right back on top issues with property and ladies. We'll be right back.
The best investment on earth is earth.
The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land.
Property matter na serious business, so one of the best investments wey person fit get for life. You fit interact with us on top the show or talk to engineer Debo through we phone numbers wey be 08173147589 and 08105434984. You still fit call us on top with Skype ID wey be WAP TV. Shey you be estate agent, surveyor, town planner, or you dey into furniture and you go like make the world sabi your level, come advertise with us on top Property Matter wey dey shele for WAP TV for every Tuesday.
Okay, you're welcome back to the show, Property Matter. Now, what they do? What be the issues with properties? And ladies go back passive. Why they always somehow or sometimes emotionally attached to the property. Now, be the and from in own wealth of experience, in my way don't do the field tete, it declare say no be more and a reality na so it they be.
So I mean, if agents are watching us, I would really encourage them to call in and also share their experience. I'm sure, I mean, I teach agents in some places, and I always ask this question. This is a common issue. It's a common issue, especially for our elderly ladies. You know, it's a common issue. But there are some, I mean, it's not all ladies, yeah. There are those that are very business-like. And, you know, they are not really so emotionally attached. They take your professional advice, they put in their own input, and the transactions will go on smoothly.
I want to ask you a question. This time around, I would like to digress a bit, but I just want to learn. Since you are a man in the field and you free answer and well, most times they talk, say, I want to know the truth on this assertion. It's a general cliche, but I want to know the truth on this assertion.
Okay.
And that is, if person get property and maybe wife burying your husband inside that property, is it true that most times agents don't always want to sell such property? Some people say that once you bury somebody in the property, it's like you use it to seal it. Nobody can sell it. How true is this? Have you ever encountered such? Funny a question, but that's what we hear.
Very funny question. Okay, now, this is what really happens. It's not as if agent would not want to sell. I'm not sure there is any agent that wouldn't want to sell anything.
But the person, dead body didn't sell.
No, you see, so the problem is the market. People hardly want to buy such properties. And for people to buy, it would also impact on the value of that property. It would drag it down.
Okay.
When you've turned the property into a cemetery. In fact, in a lot of cases these days, people know that before you even once you start contemplating selling such a property, you have to exhume that body. You take it out.
So they exhume the body?
So that is not... Of course, they have to move it away now. People, okay, so you've buried your dad, mom, whatever, on the land, right? You don't want to sell it to me. So I should be living with their dead body to immortalize them because what? Do you understand?
Are they related to me? Do
you understand? Why would I be nursing somebody's dead body? So Jerry from Abuja.
Good morning, Jerry. This is funny. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good
engineer
morning.
is here.
Jerry, how are you?
Fine.
Go ahead with your question
morning,
or contribution.
Yeah, have you experienced what we're talking about?
I like your program.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you.
About the sharing formula.
Okay. Are you an agent?
You good?
Yes, McJerry Brightside Property.
Oh, okay. You go pay for advert, oh.
Abi?
We just actually say you be agent, you don't
When
name
we sell
company.
now, when we sell, we'll go bring the advert money, no wahala.
Okay. So you say something about the sharing formula, yes?
Yes, you talk about the lion share
Yeah.
and the other shares.
Well, depending
What
on
do
their
we do
rules,
to-
anyway.
What do we do to those who doesn't share at all? They will collect their own money and run.
I've heard situations like that.
Of course, we know that such happens. I would answer that, Jerry. But I want to ask you, this thing where I talk about women, so especially the ones where they elderly, when they get brief, you don't experience them too. When we say that they too emotionally attached to the property, they go they drag matter price, they go they drag. How you inspect, they go they drag. You don't experience them too. Have we?
Is there? Hello, Jerry.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all over the place.
I'm telling you. Thank you very much, Jerry. Now, talking about people who don't, thank you very much, Jerry. Talking about people who don't, you know,
Who don't share.
like he said, they carry the money and run.
So most times they don't run. No. Most times, these young agents are always scared to defy the so-called people because those where they receive the lion's share. I have names like that.
Let me tell you.
They're always scared to face them.
No, let me tell you something. You see, so in this profession, okay, we've gone through different phases. There are agents that have no business doing agency.
Yes, now hunger turn them
they
to
are
agents.
quacks. Well, hunger could turn you into something, but develop yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Develop yourself and do things properly. Okay? There is no how you present yourself and do business properly. Yes.
I want you to come back to that. Samuel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Very well, Samuel.
The engineer is here.
How is Bini today?
Bini day, everywhere just there. Let's already worry everywhere.
You they get ready for D-Day.
Okay, the engineer is here. Go ahead with your question or contribution.
So this property, is it in any way related to like real estate market?
This property matter, you mean? This program? Now real estate now.
Basically.
Okay, for real estate matter, I look for some like invest. Sometimes I would say, should I invest or should I just start up a business? So this real estate, I would like to do investment because investing is kind of better because you don't really have to worry about managing it. You just have to do it, invest and wait on return of investment. So I want to know how profitable this real estate be, like the ROI, the return of investment, how you say they be.
Okay, well, it depends on what you they invest in, Sha. Okay? Now, for real estate, there are two ways you make money. Rental income and capital appreciation. Okay? Now, depends on what you are doing. If you are doing rental income properties, you make money that way. So you get rents, and then when you don't tire for rent, you sell, you get your capital appreciation. But if you're doing trading in properties, you buy and you sell, okay? One of the major strategies they tell you or teach you is that you should learn how to buy below market value, okay? Because that helps you to already have some value locked in that you can sell to other people that are, that are in need of the property.
What about all those real estate companies? Are like some of them they safe to invest in?
Some of them do what?
Like real estate companies, like I think just go invest for any of them. Like some of them they open for investors.
Well, yes. Some are open for investments, but I would encourage you to really, do your due diligence. Okay. Do your due diligence. 2 ways you can either buy the property from them and you know this is the property, or they may say, we have some investment. Be sure that those things are properly structured and you are protected. There are a few things you want to learn. I won't ask you to just jump in and go invest anyhow, especially in that way. You need to do your due diligence. Whether you are buying property or you are
I think money. You can always still consult Engineer Debo.
Yes, you can reach me through my WhatsApp. Maybe just let's chat.
His profile will be on the screen now.
We can talk further.
Yeah. So thank you very much. That should be, is that Samuel?
That's Samuel.
Thank you very much.
That's Samuel from Benin.
So you they talk say for the first say hunger
Yes, you know, it doesn't mean that you should not develop yourself. And so if somebody is not going to pay you, especially if you know ahead, why go into the transaction?
It's a call day. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
How Akure, how Ondo?
Ondo, we are fine.
Okay, the engineer is here.
Paul, how is your experience? Are you an agent?
Yes, I'm an agent.
Oh, great. So can you talk to the aspect of the ladies? Is this something you've experienced also?
I've experienced it.
You want to share?
I'm an agent.
You said?
It's a delay.
Yes. What I experienced before.
Okay.
All what I... Hello?
We there with
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. What I'm saying is that before any lady can give you a job, I believe as an agent, you could have committed her by giving you power of Anthony.
Okay. Okay.
There's a blast.
Delay.
There's an audio blast and a delay. Thank you very much.
I think we've had him. Yeah. I mean, power of attorney. Yeah, is one way to.
Or
instruction
just
or whatever.
means instruction, or does it come with more? Do you have to collect all the documents from the person?
Power of attorney may be a little stronger than just giving you an instruction.
Okay.
Okay, maybe just a little stronger. It's giving you powers to do certain things.
Does it mean papers are involved?
Depending on the level of power, yes. Beyond the documentation, it's an agreement. It has to be clearly written out, okay? And then beyond that, depending on the powers that you are being given, some certain papers may have to accompany it.
Okay. To prove that I won't make you help me sell.
Yeah, it's possible. But it's even, you see, so this is a lady that you get power of attorney from.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
You would probably easily get sole agency from.
Sure.
You will probably easily be able to work with. You understand? The ones that are even going to be difficult.
They won't even give you the power of attorney.
Don't even give you power of attorney will be like, in fact, it will be like you exactly. Do you understand? To get to power of attorney at all with those kind of people, you know.
So if a lady even gives you power of attorney, it means naturally such a person would not even disturb you.
Such a person understands what she wants to do. You know, and understands what she probably has. I mean, you've reached a particular level with that person in terms of business relationship. What I've also realized really with ladies, and I think we will have to continue this next week because there are still one or two things to talk about regarding ladies. Okay, wow.
Fred, good morning.
Fred from Benin.
How are you doing, Fred?
Yeah.
Okay, we're there with you.
Fred, how are you?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Are you an agent?
Okay. Based on the issue of property, you and your colleague were saying the last time on the land, that if they're very thirsty for the land and they cost sell the land. So, yes, I'm an agent.
Go ahead.
I think that issue of burying somebody on the land has cost.
He wanted
to maybe share his own experience on it. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Most times, I don't hear a lot on this kind of biggie. Some people talk, say, once you don't bury the person for the land, you can never sell it again. In fact, that most landlords usually use it so that you'll not be able to sell the house when they are gone. But
yes, they do that. I mean, they do that. Also, they use it because of our kind of environment. The issues with land and all. People also fight to do that so that they can secure that land. They won't be able to sell it. The homonylers and whatever will not be able to sell it to another person before they come and develop it. So I see situations where somebody's husband would die and the wife will say he has a plot somewhere. Let's go and bury him there.
But you are talking about exhuming. I'm hearing this for the very first time.
No, of course, if they have to sell, I mean, they exhume.
You've experienced such before?
Yes, not that directly, but I mean, I know it happens. It's what happens.
Wow.
I think time is gone, so we will continue next week. Thank you for joining us.
Most definitely, we are going to continue on the same
next week.
theme of discussion, issues with properties and ladies. If you really enjoy this time with us, why not make it the same time next week when we'll come your way? From us here, we say bye-bye.